Have you ever wondered about the different types of tissues in our body and their functions? Well, you're in for a treat as we unravel the incredible world of tissues. Tissues in the realm of biology are not your ordinary handkerchiefs, but rather, they are groups of similar cells that work together to perform a specific function. Imagine them as the building blocks that come together to create the marvel that is our body. Now, there are four main types of tissues: epithelial, connective, muscle, and nervous tissues. Each of these has a unique structure, function, and subtypes that we'll delve into in this video. It's like a grand tour of your own body, understanding the very foundations that keep you functioning and thriving. So, are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of tissues? Stay tuned. First up, let's get under the skin with epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, commonly known as the body's lining and covering, is a fascinating field of cells that serves as a protective barrier for the body. It's like a cellular security guard, standing watch over our organs, vessels, and cavities against harmful invaders. But that's not the only trick up its sleeve. Epithelial tissue also specializes in secretion, absorption, and filtration. A multitasker, if you will. Let's delve deeper into its structure. Epithelial tissue is composed of closely packed cells that form a continuous layer. This compact arrangement leaves no room for blood vessels, making it avascular. However, it's not left high and dry. The underlying connective tissue generously supplies it with nutrients through diffusion. Now onto the main functions. Protection, as we've mentioned, is critical. It shields our body from physical damage, bacterial invasion, and dehydration. Epithelial tissue also has a knack for secretion, producing substances like sweat, oil, and digestive enzymes. Furthermore, it's a champion at absorption. Think of the nutrient-soaking cells in our intestines. And lastly, it's a master of filtration, working tirelessly in our kidneys to remove waste from the bloodstream. Epithelial tissue comes in a variety of subtypes, each with a unique function and location. Simple squamous epithelium, for example, is thin and flat, perfect for areas where passive diffusion occurs, like in the lungs or blood vessels. Stratified squamous epithelium, on the other hand, is stacked and sturdy, ideal for high-wear areas like the skin or mouth. Cuboidal epithelium, as the name suggests, is cube-shaped and found in glandular tissue where it aids in secretion. Finally, columnar epithelium, with its tall, pillar-like cells, is located in the digestive tract where it absorbs nutrients and secretes mucus. So epithelial tissue, with its varied subtypes, plays a vital role in our body's functionality. Next, we move on to the most diverse and abundant tissue, connective tissue. Connective tissue, as the name suggests, is all about connection. It is the biological superglue that binds, supports, and separates different types of tissues and organs. It provides a framework for our body, acting as a scaffold that keeps everything in its rightful place. Structurally, connective tissue is composed of three main elements: cells, fibers, and a jelly-like substance known as ground substance. Together, these components create a matrix that is unique to each type of connective tissue. Now let's delve into the subtypes. First up, we have loose connective tissue. It's like the soft stuffing inside your favorite plush toy. It cushions and supports organs, providing them with elasticity and flexibility. Next is dense connective tissue, the tough guy of the group. It's found in places that need strength and can withstand stretching, like tendons and ligaments. Then we have cartilage, a smooth and resilient tissue that reduces friction between bones and serves as a shock absorber in joints. It's what makes your ears and nose flexible. Bone, on the other hand, is the rigid and sturdy member of the connective tissue family. It provides structural support, protects vital organs, and is the site for red blood cell production. And finally, let's not forget blood. Yes, blood is a connective tissue. It connects the body systems together by transporting oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to various parts of the body. Connective tissue, in all its forms, is a testament to the body's incredible ability to adapt and specialize. It's fascinating to think that such diverse tissues, from the flexible cartilage in your ear to the hard bone in your thigh, all fall under the umbrella of connective tissue. So whether it's binding us, supporting us, or simply keeping our organs from jumbling into a messy pile, one thing's for sure: connective tissue in its many forms truly holds us together. Now let's flex our knowledge muscles on muscle tissue. Muscle tissue is a fascinating type of tissue that plays a crucial role in our bodies. It's primarily responsible for producing force and motion, both within the body and in our interaction with the outside world. Let's break it down to its basic structure. Muscle tissue consists of muscle fibers or cells, which are elongated structures filled with contractile proteins. These proteins interact and slide past each other to cause contraction, which is essentially the shortening of the muscle. This contraction generates force and brings about movement. Now, there are three main subtypes of muscle tissue, each with unique characteristics and functions. First, we have the skeletal muscle, also known as striated muscle. This is the type of muscle we think of when we imagine flexing our biceps. Skeletal muscle is attached to bones and helps us move our bodies voluntarily. It's called striated because under a microscope, it appears to have light and dark bands running parallel to each other. Next up is the cardiac muscle. This muscle is found only in the heart and is responsible for pumping blood throughout our bodies. Unlike skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle contraction is not under our conscious control. It's also striated, but it has a unique feature: intercalated discs, which help synchronize heart contractions. Lastly, we have smooth muscle. This muscle is found in the walls of organs and structures such as the esophagus, stomach, intestines, bronchi, uterus, urethra, and blood vessels. Smooth muscle, as the name suggests, does not have striations. Its contractions are involuntary and help move substances through these organs. So whether it's lifting weights at the gym, pumping blood through your veins, or even digesting your lunch, muscle tissue is always at work, keeping us moving and alive. From lifting weights to pumping blood, muscle tissue keeps us moving. Finally, let's get charged up with nervous tissue. This fascinating tissue is like the body's electrical wiring system, taking charge of transmitting messages from one part of the body to another, keeping us connected and responsive. Nervous tissue, primarily found in the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves, is the main component of our nervous system. It's responsible for coordinating and controlling many bodily functions, making it key to our survival and daily functioning. The structure of nervous tissue is unique and complex, comprising two main types of cells: neurons and neuroglia. Neurons, often referred to as nerve cells, are the stars of the show. They carry out the critical task of transmitting nerve impulses, electrical signals that convey information within the nervous system. Each neuron is composed of a cell body and two types of extensions: axons and dendrites. Axons transmit impulses away from the cell body, while dendrites bring impulses to the cell body. This coordinated effort enables quick and efficient communication between different parts of the body. But neurons can't do it all alone. Enter neuroglia or glial cells. These unsung heroes provide support and protection for neurons. They maintain the neuron's health, supply them with nutrients, and even play a role in signal transmission. There are several types of glial cells, each with its specialized function, ensuring the smooth operation of the nervous system. Now you might be wondering, how exactly does nervous tissue transmit signals? It's all thanks to a process called action potential. When a neuron is stimulated, it generates an electrical signal that travels down the axon. This signal then triggers the release of neurotransmitters, chemicals that transmit the signal across a synapse to another neuron or an effector cell, like a muscle cell. This complex chain of events allows us to respond to stimuli from our environment. Just think about it. Every time you touch a hot surface and reflexively pull your hand away, or when you smell your favorite food and start to salivate, it's the nervous tissue at work. It's constantly busy, keeping us aware, reactive, and capable of interacting with the world around us. Nervous tissue, the body's electrical wiring, keeps us connected and responsive. So let's give a round of applause for this tireless worker, ensuring our bodies function smoothly and efficiently. So, there we have it, a brief tour of the four main types of tissues in our body. We've delved into the world of epithelial tissue, the protective barrier of our body, and explored the connective tissue, our body's great connector and supporter. We've flexed our understanding of muscle tissue, the powerhouse behind every movement, and sparked our curiosity with the nervous tissue, the mastermind behind every thought and sensation. Each of these tissues, with their unique structures and functions, play a crucial role in maintaining our health. Understanding them is not only fascinating but fundamental to those curious about the human body. It's like knowing the building blocks that make us who we are. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about these basic biological structures, the better equipped we are to appreciate the marvel that is the human body. Thanks for joining us on this tissue tour. Subscribe for more fascinating insights into the human body.